Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Keeping Up with Kiki. This is my weekly self-love journey video series. I am new to YouTube, so if you're new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking on and watching. Please do check out my previous videos. And yeah, let's just get straight into this week's video. So, before I even start that actually, how are you guys doing? It's week number 8, I believe, and this week's video is inspired by the letter I. So let's not waste any time, guys. Let's talk and get straight into the video. So, as usual, we always start off the videos with a weekly quote inspired by the letter, which today is I, and today's quote goes a little something like this. I have insecurities, of course, but I don't hang out with anyone who points them out to me. And that quote is by the singer Adele. Wow, that quote, guys, is very, very powerful, because insecurities is something that I'm going to be talking about today. And the fact that she points out that she has insecurities, because we all do, let's not lie. We all have insecurities in some way or another. But she addresses it in the same time by saying that she has them, but she doesn't hang out with people who wants to point them out to her. And that was something for me as a young teenager. I actually had an experience where my so-called friends, well, they weren't acquaintances, we were all in the same year. And there was 2 girls, one was actually in my class and one was another peer, who we'd been travelling home after school. And in high school, I had really bad hair struggles. Like, I used to have a bun and it was that high. I had relaxed hair which was badly broken. You know the drift. It was just a hot mess. But that time we was traveling on the bus and they was saying to me, oh, let me see your hair, let me touch your hair. So I had leaned over, they had touched my hair. When I turned around, they had started laughing. So I realized that they were actually mocking me and, you know, making fun of me. So I knew from then, I think that was my first experience. No, I'm not gonna lie. Well, that was my first experience as a teenager where my insecurities had begun. Now, prior to that, as a young child, I think I'd say about the age 9 or 10, I remember an experience where an adult had made a comment about me, and it had made me feel very insecure. I was playing with a neighbour's nephew, and when we were running about and so forth, the neighbour had said, oh, move with your ugly girlfriend. Now, when I heard that, I kind of stopped, and then I left and I went home. I didn't tell anybody, but it was something that I definitely heard and I definitely acknowledged, and then I definitely internalized that. So that was, for me, my first experience of having somebody else define who I was, and me actually believing that it was true. Because following that experience and then having other small experience after that, it just ultimately was embedded in me, and I had felt totally insecure. So yeah, during this self-love journey, I'm definitely embracing who I am as a person. Like I said before, we all have insecurities. I'm sure there's things about yourself that you don't like or you would like to change if you had the powers to. And similar with me. One insecurity that I can tell you right now, which is very visible even as I'm speaking, that I currently have, is a gap that I have in my lower teeth. And it's funny because I never used to have this gap. I had braces as a young teenager, and what had happened was I had inward facing teeth, so the braces was actually, you know, straighten them out. But what had happened is my orthodontist had left them on too long, and in the straightening process, it actually caused a gap. So now I have a gap in my lower bottom teeth, and that for me, honestly, I'm not going to lie, is a massive insecurity for me, even today. And it's mainly because the first thing you see is someone's appearance. If it was something that I was naturally born with, I think I can embrace a bit more. But because it was caused by something, I'm a little bit more apprehensive about it. But I'm actually looking into possibly getting, what would you call them? Some kind of aligners anyway, and getting that fixed. And if not, then hey, this is me, this is who I am. So yeah, I know, like, right now, I know that society and media, and I just feel like the whole world is very focused about self-image. Everyone's having lip fillers, everyone's having boob jobs, everyone's having butt lifts. Everyone, to me, especially the females, are coming off so insecure. So insecure. And for me, it's very hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard for me right now to be a person who's trying to embrace their natural self and seeing other people or images that are celebrated, that are not real, not authentic, that are fake, that are really, really also damaging to people, because people are dying from these procedures, having fake teeth, having injections and all these kind of things, where I feel like it's pushing people like you and me, who may be natural and just be in our normal bodies, to the side, and telling us that we're not good enough. And ultimately, it's doing a lot of psychological damage, because we're then wanting to compare ourselves with these people and these images, and then wanting to change ourselves and becoming ultimately a whole different person than who we actually are. And the funny thing about it is, it's not actually doing anything. All this surgery, all this modification and alterations is actually just changing the external of the person. And to be honest, it doesn't actually get rid of your insecurities, because inside, and in your heart and in your mind, you still feel like you're not good enough. So to be honest, it's a waste of money. So Adele's quote today about having insecurities and not being around anybody that's going to point them out to you, or make fun of them, or make you feel then you're less than, take a hike. This self-love journey is all about embracing every part of yourself, whether you like it or whether you're not. You do the work to what you can change, and love what you can't change, and just accept yourself wholly. So actually, out of my insecurity, I've turned them on the head and made them more a positive experience for me. And from my insecurities, I thought, why not? How am I going to challenge myself? How am I going to challenge myself to make a change? Because these insecurities are holding me back, and I actually want to move forward. And from my insecurities, it actually made me become more creative, in the sense that it was giving me ideas for what I wanted for myself, what I wanted for life, what I wanted to see in life, who I wanted to be in life. And yeah, so the next thing I want to talk about today is ideas. So it's really tough, especially when you're depressed, or you have low moods, or you're just not motivated at all, to really be proactive, or to really be engaged in life. And for me, during this 3-year period, although I wasn't engaged with the world and so forth, I was actually engaged with myself, and journaling, and actually writing down how I felt, what I was feeling during this time. And it ultimately led me to create business ideas. So I have a few ideas in the pipeline, and actually the first idea that came to mind for me was actually creating this channel, a YouTube channel. So like I said, I'm not really the most comfortable in front of the camera due to insecurities and so forth, but I thought it's definitely something that I want to do because number one, it would give me an outlet to kind of express myself, you know, to document what I'm going through, and ultimately if it can inspire and help somebody else. Sorry, I sound very chop 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 chop. I don't know what's going on with my speech right now, but anyway. So yeah, creating a YouTube channel was one of the ideas I came up with when I was depressed, and I thought to myself, why not use this platform to move forward in your journey, to also document what you're going through and possibly help others out there who may be going through the same thing. So creating a YouTube channel was one of my ideas. I'm also very spiritual, and I love hanging around with my friends and family. I love to kind of have great quality time, catch up, eat food, listen to good music, you know, all the good stuff. And it's actually spurred on another idea that's in the pipeline that I'm working at the minute. I will give you more details closer to the time, when it's closer to, you know, production time, rather than putting my idea out there and then having one of you guys, not you, but somebody out there steal it. I don't want that to happen because it's such a great thing. Another idea that I came up with is actually starting a charity, possibly a non-profit charity also. So that is also in the pipeline. And there was one more. That's it. Event planning and event management. So that's what came to mind. And I thought, why not actually start my own event company or event business where I can offer some kind of service, and yeah, see how that goes. So out of my insecurities, there's actually been a great blessing, because it has spurred me to actually start something new and given me so many ideas that I can actually now start to begin to work on and fulfill some of my life goals and achievements. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm super duper excited about what's in the pipeline to come. I'm definitely thinking about having a second YouTube channel as well, so I will keep you posted. And yeah, so my insecurities have been a silver lining in the cloud, because it has spurred me to have so many different ideas and push myself more into becoming maybe my own businesswoman slash entrepreneur slash boss. But yeah, and lastly, I spoke about this in the A video, but I thought that it would be more appropriate with this video because it begins with I. So the last I am going to talk about is I am. So when I was struggling with depression, I really struggled with self-worth. Self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence, and my insecurities. And this next thing for me, I believe, which I practice every day right now, I believe is crucial for my self-love journey, especially with accepting and embracing my whole self. So as part of my self-development and growth, I've come across loads of motivational videos, books, quotes, different things that I've seen online, where people have been speaking about the statement I am, and the psychological effect that it can have on an individual, and the power of those words and what it does for you when you make such a statement, and what comes after that I am. So yeah, initially and sometimes even now, I struggle with the I am statement, only because I feel like I don't want to repeat myself. I really want to find statements that are true to myself and also different. So I don't want to be waking up and saying I am grateful. Well, I am actually. That one's maybe not the best idea to use, but I didn't want to repeat the I am statement over and over and over again. But there are definitely things I am able to say today that I am, such as I am happy, I am beautiful, I am grateful, I am strong, I am integrity. I am love. I am divine. I am spiritual. I am healthy. I am a sister. I am a daughter. I am a friend. I am a supporter. You know, and so forth. These statements are statements for me that I can honestly say that I am. So for me, the I am challenge is a great way for me personally, and I think it's something that you guys should definitely try at home, to really take in the first steps in trying to find out who you are. You know, when people say who are you, I think that I am is a great way to begin, you know, to understand, to accept, to embrace, to acknowledge who you really are. So guys, as per usual, each week I try to challenge myself for change, and I encourage you guys to do so. So this week I will be working on my insecurities, and possibly why not go and check out a dentist to see how I can move forward, and possibly seeing what options I have in, you know, dealing with my insecurity currently now, which is my gap in my lower tooth. Working on my ideas, so I'm going to continue to work on my ideas, whether that's sourcing materials, whether that's designing a logo, whether that's just, you know, creating a program or whatever. Taking the next step in order to move forward to actually fulfilling and getting my businesses up and running. And number 3, continuing to work on the I am challenge. So before I go, I wanted to recommend you guys some books that I've been reading, and a great book right now that I'm reading, well, I've read actually, is called Journey of a Sister by Suzanne Tahakwa. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. But do check out this book. This book is basically like a self-help novel. And this lady talks about her journey based around her faith, love, sex, family, dating, and the different phases in life that she had gone through. It's a great read. So do check that out. I'll leave the title and information in the description box, but please also do check out my self-love playlist. I have created a playlist for you guys where I will drop some videos of inspiration and motivation for you guys around the topics that we've discussed today, but also on other things that I think that may help during your self-love journey. So thank you so much for joining me here today, guys, on this lovely self-love Sunday, and I will see you next week. Take care.